And joining us is Jesse McCurry, who is Executive Director of Kansas Sorghum. Jesse, always great to talk with you.
It's good to see you, Ken. How you doing?
Doing quite well as we're getting underway, which is always my favorite time of the year, and that is harvest season. And we want to talk about the numbers that came out that showed acres are up for sorghum in Kansas. And as folks have been able to now get out and drive around a little bit, the sorghum looks very good all over the state.
It is a bright spot, and I've been doing that myself just to confirm that. I've heard it a lot, and I see it myself, and boy, we are up at least 6% from last year in terms of acres and potential production. But depending on the conditions, we may or may not make a state record, but we're getting up there. Currently this week, where the yield is forecast at 85 bushels per acre, unchanged from last year. It'll be interesting to see how it finishes. We finally got some timely rains, and like you said, things out there look pretty good.
And we need that, Jesse, because seemingly every week we're back in that stage of good reports of export sales. China and other countries really want U.S. sorghum, and in turn, they want Kansas sorghum.
There's no question about it. It's been a great bright spot in agriculture, the fact that we've seen consistent export numbers for sorghum internationally, particularly in China. I've heard different versions from 70% of the entire crop is going to China or exports or other things, and that's great. I mean, that's being reflected in local demand and basis, and I expect that might continue.
Recently, there was a story of the Galveston port kind of getting underway, and another at least avenue that could pay benefits back to Kansas sorghum producers to have another loadout facility.
Infrastructure is proving to be critical, obviously, for our crop and others to have multiple ways to move the crop. We tend to grow the crop in areas that doesn't always have the readiest facilities, and competition's a good thing. As you mentioned, in terms of that facility and others, not only in Texas, but my hope is in Kansas that we might get to a point where we can have some terminal or some container loading facilities, some transloading facilities that can continue to give farmers other options to get the grain out of the state and the country.
We're talking with Jesse McCurry, who is Executive Director of Kansas Sorghum. Let's take a break and come back with more in just a moment.